I think it's important because, as we talked about earlier, cybersecurity is really about three things: people, process, and technology. And people are a big part of that equation because we're emotional. We do things we shouldn't sometimes because we're just people. And I think you need to educate people. It's really important from both a privacy and security standpoint because, one, like the seatbelt, if you don't know any better, you don't know any better. But if you start to get educated, you start to think differently. The seatbelt goes from an afterthought to, I just buckle up because that's just what you're supposed to do. And I also think it's important to teach people about it because it's like been to a restaurant and they come, they have the bill. They're like, oh, here's our mobile app. If you just give us your email, we'll give you the receipt electronically and we can save the environment. But they don't tell you what they're going to do with that email. You and I both know what they're going to do with that email. They're going to market to you. But the education helps people shift their mindset because when do I want to allow people to unlock the door and get at my digital identity? That goes to privacy, but it also goes to security. And that's why the education and the training are so important because we have to shift people's mindset away from what you talked about earlier about the fire brigade and saying, hey, how is privacy and cybersecurity a fundamental part of my digital life? Because increasingly, my digital life is really about who I am. That's what we have in the 21st century. And that's why I think this education and training component that your podcast and my podcast, that's why it's important.